If you're someone who recently discovered the amazing world of specialty coffee and home brewing, and you're eager to get your feet wet, then you're in the right place. It can be both exciting and very intimidating to see the sheer number of brewers and accessories that are available, but we're here to tell you that you need absolutely no equipment to get started. Yep, you heard that right. All you're going to need is a bag of good coffee and a few things you should already have lying around in your kitchen. If you're wondering if this is just another Channi coffee video, it isn't, but more on that later. So if you haven't heard of the word cupping, it's the standardized method used by professionals to evaluate coffee based on aroma and taste. Now, you may be wondering why a foundational lesson like this is addressing such an advanced topic, but hear me out. While cupping involves a lot of sniffing, slurping, and scribbling on scoring sheets, our focus today is on how coffee is prepared for this kind of evaluation. It is, in fact, a very simple immersion brew that requires no brewer and no fancy equipment. So today, we'll be using this technique with one little tweak to brew ourselves a delicious cup of black coffee. Let's get started. So here's what you'll need: a bag of fresh, pre-ground coffee from a good roaster, a vessel to brew in that's easy to pour out of. Now, this is very important. Don't use something that's going to dribble down its side the moment you tilt it. This will ruin your entire brew. You'll need boiling hot water, a set of kitchen scales to weigh out your ingredients, a timer, and a couple of spoons. That's it. So as always, before we start brewing, let's get some theory out of the way. An immersion brew, as the name suggests, is a brewing method where ground coffee is steeped or immersed in hot water for a certain period of time to extract the solubles in the coffee. If you then filter out the insoluble coffee grounds, you're left with a cup of black coffee. Now, we can't discuss brewing without any equipment and not talk about Channi coffee. This is an extremely common immersion brewing method where boiling hot water is added to coarsely ground coffee, stirred a few times, and left to sit for 4 or 5 minutes before it's filtered through a tea strainer or Channi. Now you can see where the appeal is. It's delightfully simple. But the resulting cup is severely lacking in nuance because of the number of fine particles that make it through the large holes on the strainer, leading to a muddy and gritty cup. So the technique we'll be using today uses controlled agitation, a long rest, and a very careful pour to arrive at a brew that's a lot cleaner and a lot more nuanced. While there are several variables that affect coffee extraction, we'll only focus on two today: water temperature and grind size, while keeping the rest constant. The general rule of thumb with water temperature is the lighter the roast, the higher the temperature. So to keep this simple and not have to bust out our thermometer, although you know we'd love to, we're going to start by brewing with boiling hot water. And if the coffee is too bitter or astringent, we're going to slowly reduce the temperature in a controlled way. Allow the water to boil, turn off the gas, wait for a minute, then brew, and taste. Repeat these steps, each time increasing the wait time by 30 seconds or a minute until you arrive at the wait time that gives you a good, balanced brew. Now, if you're brewing with boiling hot water and your coffee still tastes thin and under-extracted, then this is a sign that you need to grind a bit finer. And that brings us to grind size. A good starting point will be to order coffee ground for pour over and tweak from there. Here, the general rule is go finer for lighter roasts and coarser for darker roasts. You can even ask your roaster if they'll send you smaller packs of the same coffee ground to different sizes. That way, you can test all of them and find the one that works best for you. Lastly, and most importantly, when you're playing around with these variables, only change one thing at a time. Otherwise, you'll never know which change affected the resulting brew, making it impossible to troubleshoot. Geez, enough with the theory. Let's start brewing. Set your water to boil. Weigh out 11 grams of coffee into the brew vessel and tare the scales. Once the water is boiling, start the timer and pour 200 ml onto the ground coffee. Here, you want to be fairly aggressive and make sure you get all of the coffee wet. Once the timer hits 4 minutes, take a spoon and stir carefully 3 times. You don't want to go too deep, you just want to knock down the grounds that are forming the crust on top. You'll then be left with a layer of foam, which adds bitterness to the cup, so we're going to scoop it out with the 2 spoons like this. Now, while we wait for the timer to hit 10 minutes, gently click on that subscribe button and the bell icon. Just this one step can truly elevate your coffee game. Go on, I'm waiting. Anyway, jokes aside, it makes a massive difference with the YouTube algorithm and allows us to continue creating and improving our content. So if you enjoy what we do, then please take a second to subscribe if you haven't already. Now, once the timer hits the 10-minute mark, carefully pick up the vessel and slowly and gently pour your brewed coffee into the cup of your choice. Now, be extremely careful to avoid any jerks or shakes that would disturb the coffee bed and lead to a muddy cup. Stop pouring the moment you reach the silty parts. So technically, you can pour the brewed coffee into the cup of your choice at any point after the 8-minute mark. But the longer you wait, the more time the coffee particles have to settle to the bottom, and the cleaner and more silt-free your cup will be. But there is a catch. While you wait, your coffee is cooling down. So there is a point beyond which you're going to end up drinking lukewarm coffee. So find that optimal spot that works for you. For us, it's around the 12 to 13-minute mark, but your mileage may vary. So that's it. You should have a tasty cup of coffee that has a good balance of clarity and body. But if you wanted to push this a little further and try and get an even cleaner cup of coffee, then you can filter it through a cheesecloth or any cotton cloth for that matter. Now, the tighter the weave, the better the filtration, but make sure you sterilize the cloth well for at least 15 minutes, and that will also help eliminate any weird flavors from making it into your brew. Also, once you're done brewing, rinse the cloth immediately, place it in a container filled with water, preferably airtight, and put it in the fridge. You prevent any off or oxidized flavors from tainting your next cup. So there you have it, a super simple way to brew a delicious cup of coffee with no fancy equipment. Arguably the best and most cost-effective way to dip your feet into the world of specialty coffee to see if it's for you or not. But be warned, once you've developed a taste for good coffee, it's just a matter of time before you're knee-deep in equipment. And when that time comes, the one piece of advice that we can give you is invest the bulk of your budget in a good grinder. It's the one piece of equipment that will have the biggest impact on the quality of your brews. Anyway, enough of us talking. We'd like to hear from you in the comments below. Did you try this? How did it go? And do you have any further questions? And before we go, we'd like to say thank you to our amazing Patreon supporters. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and brew Aram se.